What is up guys, Simba here, and welcome back to another league racing video in SLR. This is round number 12 for the Italian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last video, go check out before you see this one, because you've just been spoiled with the championship standings after the last race. We are currently third. 18 points are covering the top three. So if we get a podium this weekend, we could definitely be within the mix of winning the championship. As you can see in the constructors, it's a different story. We are solidly in the midfield, falling behind McLaren. But we're going to move into qualifying, and it's a wet qualifying through the entire session. So going into this race, I wasn't too confident in the dry over one lap. I didn't really feel like I had much pace within me. So the wet qualifying has kind of saved me here. One, the wet tyres, as we're using that tyres for a much longer duration than they did in F1 in real life, as you can see there. We improved on the lap I just showed you as we go P3 at the end of Q1. Happy days. People were using intermediates for some reason, but here's why. Because now we're in Q2 and we are using the intermediate tyres. We are way up on the Delta. We're currently P8 after setting a banker time. And we're 8/10 clear of the Delta going through this second lap. Coming through the final corner, the famous Parabolica. But you have to be careful on the throttle, as you can see, with the throttle application. Now with full throttle, towards the line we go. Elite Risks does a 28.5 and we do a 28.8. But the times are going to get quicker as the session goes on, as Jeff was telling us that it might be drying up. So as you can see here, we're going purple at the minute, as we're currently P3 off Westy. A reserve driver in the Alfa Romeo is currently fastest. So that's how you know the track conditions are constantly improving, and we are definitely improving here as we cross the line now. It's a 28.0 and we go fastest of all, as we're going to carry on. We're going to keep going. As you can see here, we're purple in both sectors once again. We don't really need to do this, but I think for me, doing this lap is just a bit of a confidence booster going into the final qualifying session. As we cross the line again, it's a 27.8. As there you go, P1 in Q2, as Quattro crashed early in the session, so that's unfortunate for him. He's going to start P10, I think. So yeah, not ideal for him, but we're through into Q3, and we're looking pretty decent in these conditions. As off Westy crashes at the start of Q3, that is an absolute disaster for him, as he will not be carrying on in this session. We're on an old set of intermediate tyres, the same tyres that we just used at the end of Q2. So I knew that this lap is going to be a little bit slower, or quite a way slower than our Q2 lap time. As we go through Ascari, we take that nice and easy, just making sure we get a lap on the board, not putting any additional pressure on ourselves, because Q3 is quite the pressure cooker. We've been here a few times this season, but I feel that we can definitely get on the front row at least, because I wasn't expecting to be there at all, as SLR Jam does a 28.9. We cross the line on a 28.6, but then a few seconds later, Elite Risks once again goes 3/10 quicker, which is just insane. I don't know how he's so quick over one lap. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can literally tip this guy to a pole position in any race of the week. As we get to the end of Q3 now, we are going purple in both sectors as we are starting the final runs on a new set of intermediate tyres. We cross the line, and it's P2 at 10th behind the championship leader SLR Czech. As the top three in the championship are in the top three in qualifying, which is absolutely mental. Like, that is insane. But here we go. We're going to start the final lap of the session. We've got just over a minute to go. Can we go for pole position? We're feeling pretty confident as we have late braking going into turn 1, second gear, short shifting up to third mid corner to make sure that you get the turning point as we short shift to fourth gear. But on the exit, we lose the back end and we've lost a good amount of time. And that has ruined our attempt for pole position as we try and fight back through the lap. We're down in P3 as SLR Ham goes quickest, as Czech bins it, but there's someone else that is improving at the moment.
Come on, get in. Is that Pete as a boat?
Yes.
No, I thought Ham had no front wing.
No, Jam has no front wing,
Oh.
but Ham is literally nearly a 10th up. It's going to be really close.
Oh no. Oh, I'm taking P2.
Very, very.
Let's run out of fuel.
No.
Get in, imagine a
Oh,
boat.
you're a pole one.
No way. Oh
Yes.
my.
Oh, but get in there. What a lap, son.
Oh my days.
Come on, lad.
So as you saw at the end of the session, we qualified 4th, but our mate, Arbin, is on pole position for today's race, and because it was a wet qualifying, everyone has a free tyre choice, so we're going to easily go from the mediums to the soft, easy alt strategy here around Monza, and we should be able to pull it off, but we ended up 4th, behind Czech, but ahead of Elite Race. So it's going to be a very interesting race here. We're running up to 5 red lights for round number 12. 5 races left. Can we do anything here today as the lights go out and we are underway for the Italian Grand Prix as we get a really good getaway. And we're side by side. We're past Czech as Ham takes the lead from Arbin. Going into turn 1. Let's see what we can do. Can we get ahead of Czech? Yes, we do. And we're side by side with our mate Arbin as well on the exit. We get a good drive, we use the RS, and we are up into P2. It's a brilliant start.
Come on, let's go.
And as you can hear, I am very happy with how the start has gone. We are up into P2, and the lead is just over a second ahead of us, as Arbin has been absolutely sent by Czech, and I think he's been spent by Leviking as well. So, somehow, Arbin's gone from P1 to P5 in the space of 5 corners. But it turns out that he was getting absolutely dive bombed by everyone, so that's unfortunate for him. As we move on to lap 2, we're still trying to settle down as Ham has established a 1.9 second lead already.
Why do I have a feeling that off West is going to be a pain in the arse here?
Oh yeah.
Along with Quattro.
He sends it.
For God's sake, why do people just send it, man? It just doesn't make sense.
No, they didn't watch the McCain division, have they?
I don't care about the McCain division. I don't know how I did the fastest lap there, but oh my god, this guy.
Elite Race is now P9, Jensen will pass them.
Copy.
So as you can hear, I'm not too happy with Off Westy on the soft tyres. I had a feeling that he was going to be a pain in the backside in this one. As, yeah, people were sending it on Arbin. So, poor guy. He can get pole position and still have no luck at all. As, the McKeown division was an absolute, you know, it was absolute chaos in that race as well. Some people didn't even get to turn 1. As, yeah, it's naturally chaotic here in Monza. It's a battle of attrition. So, you have to be prepared for it. As Off Westy, just like Hungary, it's going to be a bit like that. So, they're going to be really, really aggressive on the soft tyre. And we're going to have absolutely no choice but to let him go.
Okay, I'm going to let this guy go. But I need to make sure I don't get past my check as well, otherwise I'm screwed.
So there you go, confirmation. We just let Off Westy go. Just do your own thing on the softs. I mean, it's a bit annoying, but it is what it is, you know. And hopefully, we're doing this to hope that he can actually drag us towards Ham. So it's kind of like something I've picked up over the last few races. You know, you can't really just fight the soft runners. They're on a different strategy, so there's not much point fighting them. No point fighting them at all. As yeah, we're down to P3. But, yeah, it is what it is. But we're suddenly trying to keep up, and we're kind of struggling, and I'm starting to question this decision.
Go. I don't know why I let Westy go, because I'm going to struggle to keep up with him.
Levi, bloody hell. Pep wants to kill me today.
So as you hear that I am really questioning my own decision as Arbin is struggling to battling with Levy King behind us as the DRS train is kind of broken at this stage. So lap 7, Off Westy has taken the lead as don't fret, this turned out to be a good decision because now we are only 8/10 behind Ham, who's on the same strategy, but unfortunately SLR Quattro is right behind us as well.
Of course this guy's going to be a pain in the ass, isn't he?
As you can hear me say there, this guy is going to be a pain in the arse as well, just like Belgium. So yeah, he's really aggressive on the softs, but you know, we let him go. We're not going to fight him compared to Belgium. We're down to P4, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. It is a bit annoying having to do this, but there's absolutely no point using up your tyres and your battery fighting someone that is not even on the same strategy as you. So we have to let him go, we have to concede the position, but thankfully we don't get overtaken by Czech either. So, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a roadblock, but it's not too bad. As we skip to lap 9, finally, this is where these soft runners are going to start to bugger off. So, as we come through Parabolica, the Alfa Romeo Off Westy, a reserve driver, is leading the race, and he's going to box for the medium tyres.
Okay, Westy's in. We need to push now.
But Jens is holding everyone up. So at least not letting DRS again.
Not ideal.
So you heard me say there, I told Albin that we need to push now, because we're on the overcut, but unfortunately he's being held up by Jensen, who's also on the soft tyre, who is 4 seconds behind as well, so Albin really not in a good position. He's stuck in a DRS train and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. But meanwhile with us, we are right behind SLR Ham now.
When stuff like that happens, it's just poor racing etiquette.
And I expect it from some, but not from people that actually done it. Oh, safety car, please. Why should I?
It wouldn't be good for us to give them a freeway out.
Yeah, but I need to get back in the train.
I know, but we're still...
So, then lap 10, Quattro's in, and me and Albin were talking about like poor racing etiquette, because on the first lap, like I said earlier, people were just sending it on him, including the championship leader himself, which isn't really like him at all. So, yeah, if you're ever racing online, don't dive on the inside of people for no reason. So, that's all I can say. So, lap 11, we're right behind Ham, and we're definitely now starting to think about making the move as we move into the lap 13. We have got DRS, and we're actually going to make this move for the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. And there you go, easy as you like. With DRS, we move back on the racing line, nice and clean. And there you go, we have taken the lead of the Italian Grand Prix on lap 13. And finally, for the first time in some time, we are leading an SLR race, which is absolutely fantastic. So, we're definitely going to keep pushing on this stint. As, as we end the lap, we're still leading ahead of Ham. But Czech is in the pits. He's gone for the undercut. So now we're going to push on this lap. This is going to have to be a very good in-lap if we want a chance of still leading this race. So, and I can tell you, compared to last time in Belgium, we don't spin. So that's good. As we come into the pits for the soft tyre, thankfully Ham doesn't hit the back of us or we don't accidentally brake test him. But as soon as we come in, there's a big moment that changes the course of this race.
Oh, perfect timing, get in.
BSC, I've just pitted as well. Come on.
Jed's got
That's a full course.
oh, perfect timing, let's come on.
Oh, yes, come on. We're ahead of Jack. Unfortunately, Levy King has the free start. I'm not sure
I've overcut Elite and Jack.
Hey, come on, lad. Oh. Yes. Come on. Into the lead. Come on.
Am I gonna get him? I might get him. No. Well, maybe. I'm not risking it. No, I'm gonna take it.
I don't want to. Come on. Run the lead. Come on.
So the safety car has turned things on its head, but we are leading the Italian Grand Prix legitimately now. We took the lead from Ham earlier, and now because of the safety car, it ruined Czech's undercut attempt. So that's unfortunate for him, but that's how it goes. But we are now leading the race, and we have got an 8-lap sprint to the flag, and we are leading the race, looking for our first win of the season and our first win in this league since Brazil last season when we were a reserve driver. So let's see what we can do in these last 8 laps and hang on to take the win. We're going to try and get Ham out of our DRS as we are underway racing again here at Monza. As you can see, we're going defensive, trying to break the slipstream, but I mean, we didn't really need to do that. But we are leading the way ahead of Ham, ahead of Czech. Levy King is 4th after pitting when the safety car was deployed, and Arbin is up into 5th place after overcutting some cars he was stuck with near the beginning. So that's good for him. I'm happy for him. Hopefully he can get higher up the field and maybe even a podium, which would be really nice. As we cut to the end of lap 22, we've got a few problems.
Right behind Ham.
As you can hear me say there, Czech is right behind Ham, and that means that he's going to be pressurising Ham to make a move for the lead of the race as he tries to go round the outside. We just brake later, and we keep the lead for the time being. So these guys behind me, they're very quick. You know, Czech is the championship leader, and SLR Ham, I race him in another league, you know, in ARL. He just became a 4-time world champion, so congrats to him. But yeah, he's also very quick as well. He's just been very unlucky the last few races. So we've got a lot of work to do. It's on lap 24. As you can see here, this is what I'm talking about. We're side by side with him now through the first chicane as we make a little bit of contact. But he gets through. But I have no idea why he was braking so early.
I don't know why Ham braked so early. I wasn't going to fight him.
So you can hear me say there, I wasn't going to fight him at all. So I don't know why he braked so early. Because now what we're going to do is, we've lost the lead. It's alright. I'm keeping my head. We're going to save the battery. And we're going to go again when the time is right. So, that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to save the battery, which is what we've been doing over the last few laps. Van Dorn is out of the race, which is just terrible news. No points for him. And that's going to hurt our chance in the constructors of even getting close to McLaren. But 13 laps ago, we overtook him to get the lead of the race. This time, this could be for the win as we're going to go down the inside into turn 1, side by side with the Alpine driver, as we take the lead again of the Italian Grand Prix with 2 laps to go. Now, we have a massive straight down we have the main straight, and that's where he's going to be overtaking him. But I can tell you now, he doesn't overtake us there, as we're going to cut onto the last lap of the race. Nice transition, as we're still leading, and we are on our way to our first win of the season, and our second win in this league. I don't know what's going on with my voice here, but we've got this DRS straight towards Ascari. I'm thinking that we should be alright, as we're trying to save the battery for Parabolica, because that could be another overtaking opportunity. But Ham is going to go for it in Ascari, which I didn't expect was side by side. He's off the track, but we have to give him space. We're still side by side, but there's contact!
No way! No! No!
You couldn't write it at all. We've made contact with 2 corners to go from the race win. We even hit the wall in the process as we tried to get back on the track. Ham is going to win the race, and we have to keep going because Ment has a penalty in front of us, and we're going to get a point, but that has absolutely no consolidation for what has just happened.
Fuck!
You heard my reaction there. You could literally... you just couldn't write it. 2 corners from winning the race, as I confirmed to Arbin that, yeah, I made contact with Ham at the end of the race as he lifts the trophy, and this is just painful. That's all I can say about it. 1-2 for Alpine. Elite Risks finishes 3rd, and SLR Czech, the championship leader, ended up finishing 4th in this race. As you can see, the final results here, I finished 10th because of Men's penalty. I can tell you now, I didn't report Ham for the incident because, you know, I didn't want to seem like a sore loser about it, but it doesn't change the fact that we've been absolutely robbed, and in the championship, we are 29 points behind with 4 races to go, and Elite Risks and Czech are tied on points. So, a very painful race, a very painful ending. We were probably the quickest car on the track today, and we only get 1 point to show for it. In the constructors, we've fallen behind McLaren completely now. We're probably going to try and finish 5th, but let me know in the comments, do you think we can still win the championship with 4 races to go? The next one is USA, which is not a great track of mine, but we'll try our best, and I'll see you guys in the next one.